Let's keep it short, simple, and sweet this week. Happy Pride Month, and welcome to You've Got Mails. Hey, Jason.
Yes.
Hey, so we hit a few milestones this week. Everything's going pretty good.
Right.
I decided to celebrate a little bit.
Okay.
I got you a little something to, before we start recording today.
Okay.
It's a nice fruit platter.
Are those peaches?
There are peaches,
Is that
yes.
cream?
Why don't you go ahead and grab something?
I don't think I want to.
Come on, right here.
No.
There it is.
No. Welcome to You've Got Mails, everybody. I'm Jason. I'm here with CJ. I'm sorry I let him do the intro this week. Honestly, mine was just going to be offering you a peach, so I don't really see how it was any different. And we've got a guest today on You've Got Mails. I've never met this person before. So, CJ, please introduce our guest.
Minutes ago, you met
I know, but this
Amber.
Amber. Hello, Amber.
I don't know
Hi.
if we don't really use last names much, do we?
No.
Yeah, we'll just go with Amber.
Perfect.
I work with Amber, she's a listener. And when I said that I was doing this movie this week, her eyes lit up. And I was like, well, why don't you join us?
Okay.
Yeah, I'd been asking CJ for maybe a week or two to send me the whole list of everything that was lined up
That's why
coming
you
up.
sent that the other day.
Oh, okay.
because I was excited to see what I love that's on the list. And he said, well, we're about to do Call Me By Your Name.
Okay. Tell me why this movie.
Why this movie?
Yeah. Why is this one? Why did this one set off the alarm? I want to do this one.
There was something about the first time that I saw it. It was 2017. I was living in a house with no air conditioning.
Ooh.
It
Ooh,
was
Italian style.
Yes. And it was the hottest I'd ever been watching this movie. And it just felt so real and raw. And I just loved everything about it.
Oh, very cool.
I'll definitely say parts of this movie was the hottest I've ever been.
Oh.
It did. Okay, so different kind of hot.
Yes. Temperature hot for
Yeah,
me.
but there's something about this movie, which, I mean, before we get into it, I guess I'll say, because I noticed it, this movie feels hot. And I don't mean hot like CJ meant hot. I mean, there's just something about, everybody's, nobody's wearing any clothes. Most of the time they're in, swim shorts and, no shirt.
Everyone's glistening.
Yeah, the doors are all wide open, and it just feels fucking hot when you watch this movie. I've never seen a movie where I was like, man, that looks like it's warm there. And this whole movie, I was like, this looks warm. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, way too much skin-to-skin contact for this kind of heat.
Which is funny because we
not
are in the
even
middle of a heat advisory.
Yeah,
so.
not even just the two main stars. Everybody's touching each other, and I'm like, when I'm that hot, don't fucking touch me.
Oh, it's 1983's Italy. You get kisses from everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody's chain smoking. That house just smelled like BO and cigarette smoke. I guarantee it.
I love that everybody was smoking. I love it.
There was a point which I was watching this. I was like, you know what? I should smoke.
I need a real
I should go get a cigarette.
And a peach. All right, well, for those of you who haven't figured it out yet, we are talking about 2017's Call Me By Your Name. Just like Timothy Chalamet and that peach, we squeezed it in right before Pride Month ended. This will come out on the last day of June, and I feel like it's appropriate.
And I gotta say, too, I want to say this off the top. When we rolled this, I was like, you know what I need for this is a gay expert. And I was going through my Rolodex. I'm like, who am I going to call? No, because what happened was...
Did I miss something?
I watched this movie, and this is going to be a real fucking hot take here. I know it. This isn't a gay movie. This is an Oscar bait movie. This is a film.
Thank you.
It just happens to be about a gay romance, but you could swap out these people with any gender, race, anything.
I have thoughts of that, but I'm going to save it for my rating.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, it was, and that's when I knew, I was talking to you, Amber, sorry, because people can't see me pointing at you. But when I was talking to Amber, I was like, okay, Amber's a movie buff. She's the person to bring in on this, because as much as I wanted to bring in a gay friend and make them represent the entirety of the gay population of the world,
It's a lot of pressure for one person.
It is a lot of pressure. So you just have to represent Hollywood.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
That one I can handle.
Weinstein's out. It's safe now.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I did say my first note is artsy as fuck, because the
There we
movie,
go.
it is. And the credits start rolling in this movie, and it's just
Beginning credits, too.
yeah, that's, and it put me back in the old Hollywood. It's a lot of, I don't even know how to explain it, but this movie just felt different from I'm I'm not a cinephile. Like, I'm not. I watch fucking Nicolas Cage movies, and I love Die Hard, and I like shit blowing up, and like all the Marvel stuff, and I'm like, this movie feels elevated to me. Like, just the credits alone, it was like, okay, I'm in for a ride, because this is going to be different than the norm. This is different for our podcast. Like, this isn't, like, I guarantee this is probably the most sophisticated movie we'll watch on this podcast. I can almost, without a doubt, guarantee that.
Well, there was, this kind of reminded me of Before Sunrise.
A little bit.
Yeah.
To a degree. That's definitely an art house, but this is like turned up to fucking 11. But this movie centers around Elio Perlman, played by Timothy Chalamet, and Oliver, played by Armie Hammer, which I know you said you went down an Armie? It's fucking hard to say. An Armie Hammer rabbit hole.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that later, because I didn't get a chance to really look into him.
Oh, you didn't read about this man?
I mean, I've heard he's a cannibal. Other than that, I don't really know.
That's all I know.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
I mean, you just hit the nail on the head right there.
I'm excited to hear anything.
I mean, multiple counts of, like, sexual abuse, but also, like...
Cannibalism.
Cannibalism is a thing that this guy is aiming for in life, and that is fucked up.
Yeah, all right. Well,
I don't want to touch people when it's this hot. Eating people when it's this hot is fucked up too.
But so Elio is Italian-American, 17-year-old boy. He's living, he's on vacation with his parents at a villa.
Or do they live there?
I think it's their second home.
It's their second home, because he says they come back at Christmas time as well. So they
got that professor.
I think, from what I understand in the book, he's an Italian-American. So I think they live in America. I believe. It's never really addressed for sure in this movie. That's the impression that I got. They live in this villa. It's a summer home in the countryside of Italy somewhere. His father, Professor Perlman, is a professor of, I want to say, archaeology.
That's what I went with.
Yeah.
Sculpture, art.
Yeah, he's
something.
finding shit, and he's like, this belongs in a museum.
It seems like he's into like Greek mythology kind of stuff, like
statues with no eyes.
And every summer when they stay here, they have an intern come, a graduate student, and stay with them and help him with his research. This summer, it happens to be Oliver, who is a 24-year-old graduate student who's also an archaeologist of some kind.
A little bit of an age gap there.
The age of consent in Italy is 14. I had to look this up.
I looked that up.
Yeah, and if you have to look up the age of consent, you're probably already on the wrong side of this. Like, I don't
clear your browser histories.
Yeah, so like
it's definitely there's clearly an age gap that made me uncomfortable enough to be like, is this okay?
Yeah, like I'm in an age gap relationship, but I also believe that you should be at least say 21, 22. Like let your brain form a little bit before you get into something like that. You know, before that, be with people of your own age.
Well, also, when they filmed this, I believe the age gap was even bigger between the actors. I think about 9 years. So, and then there's a clear, like, visual difference between the two. Like, Armie Hammer is like a giant Aryan-looking man. Like 6'5", like just huge. And then Timothy Chalamet is this, like, waifish little, like, skinny boy. So, I mean, there's definitely a bit of a, like, you look at it and go, this makes me feel a little weird. But Oliver's coming to stay at their home. First shot of the movie, we get, like, a title card that says Summer of '83, somewhere in northern Italy. And Elio is upstairs in his bedroom with his girlfriend, Marzia, who is a local girl.
She's actually not local.
She's not?
No, they make a reference later. If you didn't notice, when he speaks to her, they're speaking French.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, she does speak French.
And they're in northern Italy, which could make some sense that they're that close to France. But much later in the movie, they say, oh, the girl from Paris.
Oh, they do call her that. Yeah. So
she's just summering in Italy as well, I guess.
Okay. Well, all right.
Also sitting uncomfortably close again, just drenched in sweat.
But they're in his bedroom. And he hears like the car pull up, and we hear a voice, and he looks out, and it's Oliver. So this is his first glimpse of Oliver. He comes downstairs. The parents introduce him to Oliver, and they ask him to show him to his room. He's actually going to be taking over Elio's room, which this didn't make sense to me because there's 2 bedrooms, and they share a bathroom. They both seem equipped to handle a person. But they make him move out of his room into the other bedroom and give Oliver his room.
Didn't even notice that.
With a shared bathroom. So there's like, You know, a door in the one bedroom, a door in the other bedroom that opens up, and then you could look straight through the bathroom into the other room.
And just weird hostility from the get-go.
Right.
Well, I think this is like he's a teenage boy who is being forced to share not even share his room, give up his room to someone, which if they do this every summer, because they talk about the person that was there last summer, I would assume this is the norm every time, but he's upset that he's given up his room. So, I mean, that does make sense to me. As soon as Oliver walks in, he just face plants on the bed and is just like, ow. Like, Elio is like trying to talk to him and then realizes this guy is just snoring and just passed out on this bed.
Well, he's just on a plane to Italy, so he's probably fucking dying of oxygen deprivation with all this smoke.
1980s.
Yeah, 1980. It's bad enough being on a plane in the 80s to begin with, but going to Italy, you know that it's just everybody's waving around a smoker too.
Right.
So a little bit of time goes past and we see they have help. Her name is Mafalda. This is like their cook, maid, whatever she might be at the house, the villa. And she rings the dinner bell. So Elio goes in and tries to wake Oliver. Doesn't even know he's asleep still. Like goes, knocks on the door, no answer, opens the door. He says, hey, it's dinner. This guy's still just passed the fuck out. Like 6 hours later, he's asleep. And he wakes him up by actually like throwing a book on the ground, pretending like he had an accident, like trying to grab a book and dropped it. Wakes him up. And Oliver is just like, I'm not going to make it down for dinner. Just, make an excuse for me, kid. And it goes off. He finally wakes up the next morning. Like this guy slept from like probably like noon until like 8 a.m. the next morning.
Yeah, cured his jet lag though.
Yeah.
He's good to go.
He's fine. And he's hungry for eggs. He comes
and apricot juice.
Dude, this guy. So they make this guy out, which I assume is intentional. I feel like there's a lot of symbolism in this movie, and he's just like an insatiable person.
Yes, good word for it.
Yeah, like everything that he wants, he just kind of takes it, and he has like a huge appetite and like can't really control himself, because he makes reference to the fact like he eats this soft-boiled egg and they're like, would you like another? And he's like, no, I know myself too well. If I eat one, then I'll eat two, then I'll eat three, then I'll eat four. Later on,
if you would have asked me like you need another soft boy, I would have had like a sausage link between each finger like Wolverine, like yeah, sure.
Later on, and I feel like when him and Elio become closer and a relationship starts to form, Oliver says to him, I can't, like I know myself too well. Like I won't be able to stop myself. So this is kind of like this guy's just whole personality is like he just living life, just consuming and taking, and he just can't stop. But there's times where he just, later on when they're playing volleyball and Elio has that bottle of water for someone, he just grabs it from him and just chugs the whole thing. Like the guy's just an animal. Also,
apricot juice. Like this is when I started writing about the apricot juice, because this guy.
You have a whole page on apricot juice.
Yes, this guy's got to be the most regular human being on the planet. Like he is chugging this shit for like 12 scenes straight. And it just like again, I'm just gonna keep saying it. It looks so fucking hot here. Like I would want nothing but ice water.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never had apricot juice, so maybe it's.
I've never even had an apricot.
It's basically prune juice, but tastier.
Okay.
So it gets things happening,
So they're at the breakfast table, and Oliver's actually asking. He says he needs a bank. He wants to open a bank account in town. And Elio offers, like, I can show you around a little bit. I'll take you into town. So they grab bikes and they ride into town. And Oliver's asking Elio, well, what do you do around here? Like, what's fun to do? And he's like, I write music. I read books. Like, I swim. Like that's
sleep with Italian women.
French
women.
And he's like, oh, okay, sounds fun. And he also talks about how he notices that Oliver's wearing like a Star of David necklace. And he comments on it. And, he says, aside from us, you're probably the only Jew in town, is what he tells them. He's like, I used to have one of those, but my mom doesn't want us to broadcast it, basically. And he says, all right, when they go their separate ways, Oliver takes off, but he gives them like a touch on the shoulder. Like they go to get on the bikes, and the one bike that kind of falls over, and he grabs them and holds on a little bit long. And this is where you kind of get like the first, like, oh, there's something going on here. So there's a bit of a tension.
Uncle hugging you after Christmas dinner was kind of a little bit too long. Yeah.
We get the scene. So this is where we get the apricot juice. Like he chugs the apricot juice.
Again, yeah, this is the second time.
And the dad is talking about like the root words for apricot and like where the word comes from. And I guess this scene is just to show us that Oliver's a smart guy. Because he corrects him and tells him that like, actually what he said is wrong, and goes through like the whole like where the word apricot comes from and the etymology of it all. And I got the impression that this was actually a test by the dad, because he says, he's like, you're a smart one. Like he did it on purpose. Like he gave him the wrong answer to see if he could get it right.
This is where I found the man that I love in this movie.
The dad?
The
I
dad.
love the dad.
Also,
I love the parents.
I want you guys, like, it's been a long time since you've seen this for the first time, right, Amber?
The first time I saw it, it came out in 2017, so I want to say I saw it that summer, but that could be incorrect. It could have been the following summer. But I watch it once a year when it's super hot out.
Really?
So it's
Yeah.
like
No, that's perfect. Then it worked out perfectly. We roll it this
Exactly.
week.
Yeah,
And
actually,
probably
yeah.
not till like July or August, but it's hot as hell now. So
Yeah.
perfect
So-
timing.
How far into this movie did it take for you to realize that the dad was not Joaquin Phoenix?
What?
I never thought he was
I
Joaquin
mean, he
No.
does this a lot, where
No.
he thinks someone else. Like, I'm like,
I would have bet the fucking... I wasn't even, like, confused. I wasn't even like, is this guy Joaquin Phoenix or not? I assumed he was for 3/4 of this fucking movie.
wow.
It's like, he is... I was like, wow, Joaquin Phoenix, he put on, like, 40 pounds for this role? Like, he's doing...
Maybe
and it's
it
the
helped.
best work he's ever done.
Maybe it helped that I saw it, 6-7 years ago now for the first time. So the Joaquin Phoenix in my head then wouldn't be what you think of Joaquin
Okay,
Phoenix
yeah, because now he's got, like, the gray
Yeah.
beard.
Yeah.
and
See, he at his age now, he looks more like the
I
dad
just-
he did in 2017.
100% assumed it was him for most of this movie. I even watched the trailer before, and I was like, oh shit, Joaquin Phoenix is in here. And I was like, they don't even put his name in the credits. Like, this guy is so low profile and cool.
This guy does zero research for the podcast.
None at all.
We get another quick trip into town where Oliver takes Elio to a bar and just immediately goes in and sits down and starts playing cards with a bunch of old Italian men.
Which, that scene blows me away. I mean, how long do you think he was in town for? 3 days?
That
4
just,
days?
yeah.
And he's already friends? He's like in the, what do you call it, Tabaccaria or whatever? And he's just like, hey, pulls up a chair, starts throwing down cards and
Fluent
slamming money.
Italian.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I think. Like I said about it, just this insatiable nature of the guy, and like just his zest for life. Like he just goes around and like just makes whatever he can where he's at, and just fits in like so well, and like just makes experiences for himself, which I think is why Elio
Yeah.
is so interested in the guy and at the same time annoyed by him, because he just kind of butts in and like comes in and like just takes what he wants in a way. Like, and I think that kind of has him conflicted about how he feels about the guy.
I think that scene is the first where you see how much Elio likes him. Because when he pulls his own chair over and he's like got this like proud little smirk on his
Yeah.
face about like, oh my God, look at this guy. Like he's running the room and he just showed up to town.
And he says, like, how did you even find this place? And he just looks at him and gives him like a wink and a nod.
Yeah.
yeah, this is what I do. This is how I am.
Yeah.
Then we get the volleyball scene where they're all out at the villa. There's Oliver's playing volleyball with a bunch of the other, mainly like the younger kids that are all around, like
The
Elliot's
townies.
friend group. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the girls are kind of watching Oliver from the sidelines. We see Marcia, who's
He's kind of jacked.
Elio's.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, well, human flesh is great protein.
Jesus.
But they're all watching him and they're commenting on how handsome he is, how they like him better than the person from last year. And Elio walks over and somebody calls for a glass of water, like I said, and he grabs like this big carafe of water and goes to take it to someone, and Oliver just runs over, grabs it, chugs it. And this is just like more of him just kind of, again, like I think Elio likes him and he feels something when he sees him, but I do think he's like slightly annoyed. There is like a contentious nature between the two of them. And I don't know if it's like,
He kind of, I think he doesn't like himself.
it might
Like,
be. And it
he
might be
sees
like him
himself liking this guy.
like
and he's-
fighting the feelings that he's having. So he's kind of like finding reasons not to like him.
Yes.
Uh,
I get angry at Taco Bell sometimes.
And, he tells Elio, he's like, you need to just relax a little bit, like chill out. And he starts to like give him a massage, like rub his shoulder. And Elio like jerks away from him and is almost like repulsed by it. Like, why are you touching me like that? So Oliver calls over Marcia and he's like, here, you tag in, like take over. And she starts rubbing his shoulders for him.
So this is him like testing him, right?
Yes.
To see how he
this is where I
reacts.
first felt it was predatory.
It does feel
It's
that
like
way.
grooming. This was the first grooming.
See, but
Which I love this movie, and I love it, and I don't feel like it feels like that the whole way, but right there it was like, ooh, that feels
I have
Weird.
thoughts about that, and I don't want to jump ahead, but I will. After they end up together, there's a moment where they're sitting outside, and Elio is like, I wish we'd had more time. Why didn't you say something sooner? Why didn't you give me a sign? And he says, I did. That time the volleyball game, I tried to touch your shoulder to let you know that I liked you, and you jerked away like I had molested you. So I just left it be. So I don't think it's predatory. Like, I don't think it's grooming. I think he made a move. He went to see, like, what was going to happen. Elio jerked away, and he was like, okay, that's cool, you know, whatever.
Fly all the way to Italy to get an underage one.
And he really didn't try anything else until Elio made his feelings known to him. So I don't. I mean, I feel like you have to separate the Armie Hammer from the Oliver, because I feel like I was creeped out by this guy the entire time, but just because I knew that Armie Hammer was a...
I'm glad I didn't even step my toe in the Armie Hammer
Oh,
pool
it's,
there.
It's a bloody pool.
So there's another dinner scene or a breakfast scene where they're all sitting around the table, and Oliver's not there. And Elio's saying to his parents, like, don't you think this guy's kind of rude and like a little arrogant? Talks about how he always just says later. Which is, I think they said the phrase later is said like 18 times in this movie, because every time Oliver leaves, he's just like, later.
And it's sudden. He's just like, later.
Yeah, he just bolts off. And the parents are like, oh, he's fine. He's a good guy. Like, you're going to grow to like him. And Elio says, what if I grow to hate him? We find out that Elio is a very good piano player. So there's like a scene where everybody's over, sitting around like the sitting room. I think a lot of kids are watching TV, and the dad's kind of pressuring him into getting up and playing the piano. It's like the thing where like get up and perform for everybody. He doesn't really want to, but he does. He gets up, he plays, and he's really good.
I'm going to say this sitting in a room full of instruments that I don't know how to play. Man, I wish I could play the fucking piano. Like, I really do.
I think he learned to play the piano for this. Maybe he had a little bit, but they're not faking it. That's Chalamet.
He did.
Playing.
He before anybody else got there to film the movie, he lived in that town in Italy for a month or two, learning Italian and learning how to play the piano.
And he already knew French.
Which,
yes.
a fucking month.
I want to hate this kid so much, but he's so fucking good at everything he does. Yeah, he just seems like the kid at the house party that shows up with like the bad weed and bums cigarettes off everybody. Like a little greasy and dirty, and you're just like, well, I don't want to make him go home because it's definitely worse there for him. And
I think he's a delight.
I didn't get it until this movie. Like, I've seen Dune. Like, it might be the only Timothée Chalamet movie I've seen. Like, I've seen the Dune movies, and I'm just like, he's all right, but like, he's fucking good.
He's great.
He's
Don't
so
Look Up is another one where he's amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, like him.
I watched that. I don't remember him being in it.
Did you see Bones and All?
I have not.
Well, that's a cannibal movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it him and Armie Hammer again?
No.
Well, I did read that him and Armie Hammer become really good friends, like filming this movie, and they're still friends to this day. So, I mean, maybe there's something going on there. We see Elio like go to his room and try to go to sleep, and he is just like tossing and turning. And I've had these nights where you just can't get comfortable, and you're just freaking like there's just something wrong. Like,
it's also 90 degrees.
it is 90 degrees.
I wasn't going to say it again.
He's just stuck to the sheets.
But he's just tossing and turning and rolling, and he just can't get comfortable, and he's laying there. And I think it's also it's based on what happens next. It's probably a little bit of like sexual frustration, because he starts to, his hand starts to kind of wander down into his shorts, and there's a knock at the door, and fucking Oliver just walks in. Like it's like a thing where, again, this guy just kind of like inserts himself everywhere.
He wasn't even in the house 20 seconds ago. He's just like, oh shit, and ran. But he perked up and just ran over.
But he knocks, and nobody even says come in. He just knocks and opens the door, and he's like hurries up and rolls over, and Oliver asks why he's not swimming with them, because everybody had gone swimming. And he said, why didn't you go with him? He's like, I don't really feel like it. He said, well, let's go swimming. You and I, we'll go swimming in the little pool.
I actually wrote about this scene because this is the first one I saw, or I saw some really deep shit. He goes like, he's like, I don't go down there. I have allergies.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, well, maybe I have allergies too. Maybe they're the same allergies.
Or he says that. He says, I have them.
And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. Is it the gay allergies?
Yeah.
What are they?
I don't know. I don't think that's a thing.
I'm allergic to heteronormative behavior.
But they get up. He's like, well, get your swim trunks on. And we end up getting, because they have this shared bathroom. So Elio gets up and puts his trunks on, and then he walks around the corner, and he catches a glimpse of Oliver, his butt, his bare butt, as he's slipping on his trunks. And Oliver just turns around and he's like, all right, let's go. Like not a big deal,
He
whatever.
didn't catch a glimpse. He hunted that glimpse.
he
Agreed.
saw a lot of ass. And they go down to the pool. And there's just like a little, like this scene, like, Oliver's swimming and Elio's just writing he transcribes music. So he like listens to music on his headphones and then like writes the music. Is the impression that I got when they say transcribes music. That's what he does. Like he can hear it and then he can write it.
Do you guys remember life before you had a smartphone?
I wasn't transcribing music,
Like
but
boring action.
But he asks Elio what he's thinking about, and he says, it's private. I don't want to talk about it. We see them playing the guitar. He's playing the guitar outside, and Oliver's just laying there, and he says that he likes what he's playing, and he says, "Follow me," and he takes him to the piano, and he starts playing what he was playing on the guitar, but it's Bach is what it is. It's some kind of an arrangement by Bach, but Elio keeps changing it.
As if it's played by other famous composers.
Other people, yeah.
Right, this scene was a little too smart for me.
And a
lot
lot
too
of this
smart.
movie's too smart for me. Like, there's just scenes where they're just talking about, like, the etymology of words and archaeology, and I'm just like, holy fuck, I'm such an idiot. But he keeps playing it. It's actually frustrating Oliver to the point where he's like, can you just play it like you were playing it outside? Like, play it. So he finally plays it. And then we see Elio in his room, like, he's writing notes in a notepad, and one of them just says, I was too harsh. Like, he's writing notes about, like, how he's been treating Oliver.
Serial killer style. Like he's scribbling.
Crumpling them up, throwing them
Yeah.
down.
The pen is not, like, daintily between his fingers. He's full fist around it, scrubbing onto the paper.
We're at, like, a party now, like a nighttime party. And I love watching Armie Hammer dance. I don't know what it is.
I love his dancing. Every bit of it. I want to live in the 80s just so I can dance like that.
Yeah, it made me long for like 80s nights because I used to go to like, nobody from out of Pittsburgh will know this, but there used to be Club Laga in Oakland and they used to have 80s nights. Like it was like Tuesday or Wednesday night and we would go down and dance and it was just a bunch of like goths dancing to The Cure and shit. But it was like, it's just
mascara all over everybody's face.
Yeah, and Club Lago also had 90-degree temperatures at all times.
Yeah, it's true. But this is just like his dancing. It brought me a lot of joy. Like I would watch this guy dance on a loop.
I did when I was reading about him. This was the only scene he said in the movie that was like he was nervous about.
Yeah,
he never danced.
Yeah, none of the sex scenes or anything like that like made him nervous, but he didn't want to dance.
Well, like he actually says like I know I'm skipping ahead, but obviously these two guys get together. But the scene that they actually because they went and what do they call that?
Screen
tested together.
They didn't screen test. I think I know what story you're about to tell.
Yeah, like the scene they picked out is them like rolling around making out in the grass.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a wild scene to pick.
Well, from what I read about this too, and I was listening to a few things about it, Timothée Chalamet lived in Italy for like a month before, like learning the piano, doing stuff, getting to know the town. Armie Hammer got there like a day before shooting started. So the director was like, well, let's go outside and do like a rehearsal. Just to see, like, because they never screen tested. They didn't even audition for the role. Like, the director had seen Timothée Chalamet or had met him a while back and really liked him, and he'd seen Armie Hammer and something else and just picked them without any kind of audition. He said, well, let's go out and do like a quick rehearsal. So they just flipped the script open and happened to pick a scene where they were rolling around in the grass making out. And they were both just like, all right, let's rip the Band-Aid off and let's just do this thing. So they start doing this. They start like laying in the grass and making out. And the director was like, no, I need a little more passion. And then they just started really going at it to the point where like the director just like apparently like walked away. And then when they were done, they realized that no one was even watching them anymore. And I was like, man, Hollywood's a fucking crazy place. Like, it's wild to me. But they're at this dance, and Armie Hammer is dancing wonderfully. And Elio is just sitting at a table with Marzia and the other people, and he's dancing with...
cloud of smoke.
Yeah, and I don't remember the character's name, but she's actually like a friend of Marzia's. There's another girl.
Misha?
I don't remember her name.
Mishala?
I don't know.
I think.
The girl with the red hair. Oliver's dancing with her, and they're all like, oh, you know, you can really tell they're in each other, and they're kind of making out on the dance floor. And Elio is just intently like watching this, like angrily, like jealous, you know, like that's, you know, he's upset. And, he just kind of starts pounding drinks. And Marzia asks him to go out and dance. He says in a little bit. And then we just keep this like long shot on him, chain smoking, just drinking drinks. Finally gets out on the dance floor and starts dancing. Then we cut to him and Marzia, and they are going skinny dipping in like a little lake, little river.
Oh, the horror movie, like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as it started, I was like, "Oh, this is the chick flick to a dick flick right here."
This is where it changes.
These guys getting fucking cannibalized by Armie Hammer in this lake.
The next morning, it's like the dad, Oliver, and Elio sitting at the breakfast table, and Elio is just like, "I almost slept with Marzia last night," and the dad's like, "Why didn't you?" And I'm like, "Some new age parents right here." Just
My dad
Yeah,
would have
you-
said the same thing. Like the first time I took a girl home to meet my dad, and she was pretty attractive, like out of my league for sure. Brought
Nobody's
her
out of
in,
your
and
league,
my
CJ.
dad was just beside himself. First off, my mom gave her condoms, of course.
I've heard
And
these
then-
stories. And your
But
dad's giving
he
you the
was just
thumbs
like,
up.
he's got the thumbs up. He's like, "Oh my God, you came home, you had your tongue pierced, and then you had blue hair." He's like, "I thought you might have been gay." And he's like, "Nothing wrong with that. I mean, back in the day, there was something wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that now." But like, my dad was the same way. It was just like so happy.
Yeah.
that,
It's like my
I-
boy. Look
Yeah,
at my boy.
exactly.
I've been finding a bunch of half-eaten peaches in your bedroom. I was worried.
Oh,
The girl that Oliver was dancing with stops by to see Oliver. We find out that there has been a discovery. They've been like dredging a lake. It has to do with whatever the dad's researching, like the archaeology. And him and Oliver are going to go check out and see what they found. Elio asks if he can come, and they take him along too.
this is the incorrect way to make an archaeological dig out of water. I just know I've seen this before.
What? Wait.
When you pull something like that out of water, you have to put it back into the same water it came from, or it'll start immediately degrading. It'll fall apart, like it'll just start rusting immediately.
Really?
Just to transport it. Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, what do they do when they want to finally take it out of the water? They don't just leave it in the
You have to
water
have a
the entire time.
conservator, and you have like this
Like a slow
specialized
process.
room, and they pull it out. Yeah, they're like cleaning it and putting like wax over it. It's fucking really intense stuff. But like, you don't just pull it out, rip an arm off, and start shaking
Oh.
Timothy Chalamet's hand with it. That is the wrong way to treat antiquities.
Which is what happens. They find it. We get to the beach and they find an arm, and they hold the arm at first. And it's funny because Oliver's holding the arm, and Elio holds out his hand like a handshake, and he says truce, because they've been like bickering back and forth, and like there's contention. And he gives him a little handshake with the arm. And then they go out in a boat, and they find out they pull like an entire statue, like missing the arm out of the ocean. And then the dad and Elio and Oliver all go swimming, because that's all you do when you're in Italy is just swim and smoke.
Sometimes at the same time.
Yeah.
Preferably.
They get back late, and Elio jumps out of the car, jumps on the bike, and he goes to ride to where him and Marzia were swimming the night before, because in that scene, he said, "Meet me here again tomorrow at midnight." Well, they get back late, he tries to go get to her, and she's gone, or like he missed her completely. The next morning, Elio is just kind of wandering the house, like just, he's got a lot of like nervous energy is like the feeling you get. And he's just going, he's like rifling through books, he's just wandering from room to room, just looking around. He finds one of Oliver's books. He reads a little bit of the notes that he had in there, and he's like reading them, and you hear Oliver's voice like as he reads the note. Then he goes up and he eventually sneaks into Oliver's room while he's not there. He sits on the edge of the bed and he grabs his swim trunks, and you're seeing him from the back, and he kind of like lifts them up like he's like maybe sniffing them. And I was like, is he sniffing his swim trunks? And then they leave no doubt, because he turns around and sticks his entire head in the swim trunks, and then just kind of like dry humps the air a little bit in the bed. And I was like, okay, I think he might like Oliver at this
Okay,
point.
like,
I was
I-
almost certain that there was something going on.
Yeah, so I watched half of this movie last night, and then I watched the other half when I got home today from work. And this is exactly where my boyfriend comes in and sits with me on the couch to watch it. And he's like, "What the fuck are you watching?"
Is that Timothy Chalamet?
And I said, "Just be quiet and watch." And then he watched the rest of the movie with me, and then called me after I left and talked to me about how much he loved the movie.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
really?
Yes.
Nice.
Because this scene was
Yeah, he was like,
like,
"What's up?"
I can't say I've ever pulled this exact move, but I've been 17 in male before. Like this is like that is
Just
like a weird desperation thing that guy's doing right
Random
there.
panties on your head? Yes, he's nodding.
Yes, for those of you that can't see.
No, only for parties.
We get a scene of like the mom and the
Sorry,
dad.
we called them freaks.
Jesus. Mom, Dad, and Elio are sitting around, and Mom's reading him because I think the mom is German. I'm not sure. Like I don't know. Everybody.
Oh, she's full on Italian.
Oh, she's Italian.
Oh,
But she
yeah.
reads German.
She's just brilliant.
Yeah, everybody is. So
Yeah.
she's reading like a German fairy tale and interpreting it to Elio, and it's about like a princess and a knight, and how the knight was in love with her, but couldn't tell her. Was like afraid to tell her. And a lot of symbolism here, a lot of the parallels, and the knight said, "Is it better to speak or to die?" Essentially, like, would it be better to tell her how I feel or just not and just die? Like, because I can't live with the answer, I guess, basically. The next day, Oliver and him are sitting out by the pool, and he's asking him, he's telling him about the story, and Oliver knows the story, and he's like, well, is it better to speak or to die? Did the knight speak or did he die? And Elio's like, I think he says he died. Like, I can't remember, but he tells him, like, what happened. Or he says he never spoke.
I wasn't paying attention because he was wearing a fucking killer Talking Heads t-shirt.
That was a great t-shirt.
Yeah. I was watching it, and I was
I
like,
looked at that too.
let's see if I can find this shirt.
I was like, I know we're doing a lot of traditional music here, but we could shoehorn some Talking Heads in here.
It is the 80s.
Yeah.
And although this movie is like kind of like, there's not a lot of references to the year. There's a few, like just some of the music and like his shirt,
Yeah,
and, like
he has a
fashion.
Walkman.
But a lot of this movie, like I felt like could have taken place any time. Like it doesn't really feel like the 80s. But he tells, Oliver says he has to go into town to get a few things, and Elio says, well, I'm not doing anything today. I could go for you. And he's like, why don't you just come with me? Like we'll go together. And then I thought this was very random, and I don't know why this is in the movie at all. But Oliver lifts up his shirt and shows Elio. He's like, I fell on my way home the other day, I guess while riding the bike. Because the old man, like one of the guys that takes care of the estate, brings the bike over and he's like, I straightened the wheels out for you and I pumped them up with air. So I guess maybe that's how the wheels got crooked. Because he at this point he goes, yeah, I fell and I scraped myself up. Lifts his shirt and has the biggest fucking gash I've ever seen.
Horrible road rash.
Like going
Horrible.
across his...
I wrote, oh shit, Oliver's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like I was fucking positive this guy was gonna get an
Yes.
infection and die.
And he says, like, Mafalda gave me, like, some kind of witch's concoction and, like, rubbed it on there, so I should be okay. And then they go into town, and they're at this big memorial, this World War I memorial, and it's, I didn't write down what it was called, but it's
the Battle of Piave.
the Battle of Piave, and apparently it was, like, the biggest, most bloodiest battle in World War I.
100,000 men in one shot.
Yeah, all these guys died, and there's this memorial. And he's telling Oliver what it is, because Oliver at first is like, oh, World War II, and he's like, no, it's World War I. Then he says, you really are just like the smartest, you know everything, the smartest kid. And he says, I don't know everything. I don't know anything about the things that matter, the important things. And this was very strange. Like, I couldn't tell what was happening in this scene.
I think he's asking him to kind of break him out of his shell, right? Like he's kind of saying, like, hey,
Like it's almost
I'm
like
catching the vibe. Like
Yes.
maybe you take the reins here. And
so
teach
like
me.
he's either like I heard a couple like it could be him talking about the fact that he's a virgin still, because he says I don't know about the things that matter. It could be him coming out to him, but it's never explicitly said. But it's like Oliver knows like what he's saying, because he says to him like, "Are you telling me what you think you're telling me? Are you telling me what I think you're telling me?" And he says yes. And he says, we can't talk about these kind of things. And he says, well, I shouldn't have told you, because let's just pretend like you didn't. And
I think that tells us right there that he's talking about coming out to him and not being a virgin.
yeah,
Because they were already kind of talking about sex with the dad at the breakfast table.
that's
and
true.
And that didn't seem taboo.
No.
So this definitely, for me, was,
Yeah.
they're talking about, I'm picking up your feelings.
I'll cinephile fuckboy for a minute. This is one long shot.
Yes,
They
yes,
walk
it
up
is.
to this memorial. They're on the same side of it,
Hi, Liam.
and then they start to like go around it, and they meet back on the other side. It's a pretty cool shot.
It's a great shot.
Yeah. That's a lot of timing. Like, it's all about hitting your cues,
Mhm.
timing things out, and like actors in their head will be in character and also counting their steps across the room.
Yeah.
So to go around that, I mean, you want to talk like cinephile shit, like that, it was impressive to see them do that right.
And cannibal or not, this shot was Armie Hammer's idea. The director was having a hard time deciding how they were going to do the shot, and he suggested the one take shot.
He said, you're going to love it. You're going to eat it right up.
No. But that, so like, he's like, let's just, we're going to head back. So they bike right back. They stop and get like, which this must be just 1983's Italy, or maybe all of Italy, which I thought was really cool. they just pull up on this house and they're like, we're thirsty. And there's this old Italian woman outside and he's just like, can I get a glass of water? And she gets up and gets everybody water.
Loved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Pretty
I did
cool.
too. Then he takes Oliver to his special spot, which is just a little pond.
Meanwhile, if a witness showed up at my door right now, I'd fucking greet him with a shotgun.
We go to this little pond. It's Elio's like thinking spot, basically. He says, I spend a lot of time here. I read. I do all this stuff. Taking him somewhere special to him. Like, this is like his own little area, like kind of like private to him. No one else really knows about it. You get the feeling he hasn't shown other people this spot. They go out and they're laying in the grass, and Elio's saying how much he loves this moment, like just them being there together. And this is when Oliver does like make a move. Like he reaches over, he puts his finger in his mouth. They make out just a little bit, and then Oliver pulls back, and he's just like, basically almost like a tease. Like he's like, I can't, we shouldn't do this. Like I'm not going to do this.
Would you call that making out? Like,
There's
this is the most awkward kiss I've ever seen in my life. Like,
they basically just open their mouths and like
like
smush their faces together. He does like lick his lip at one point. Like
It's hot.
like he
Elio
open
licks
mouth.
his lip. He says hot.
Oh, it's hot.
Oh, really? Like he's open mouth headbutting him like a baby bird. Like I was expecting
know.
Armie Hammer to throw up his fucking cannibalized food into his mouth.
Jesus.
No, it's like just the tension and the like not fully making out.
Yeah, I thought
do you know
it
what I
was-
mean?
I
I mean,
that's,
it's like a hot scene,
that's
but
hot.
it is.
Yeah, I thought it worked.
And this is where I realized something that was throwing me off about Timothy Chalamet this whole movie is he does this like weird headbutting thing, like when your cat rolls up to you and headbutts you.
I did
In the
notice
chest?
that.
Yeah,
He's
it's
almost-
like very playfully affectionate,
It-
like
yes.
a little boy, like, and not I don't know, little boy, like, but do you know what I mean? He's so young.
And it's almost like he doesn't know what to do. Playful was like
Sure
the
as hell
perfect
doesn't
word
know how
for
to
it.
kiss.
Like whenever they are embracing, like sometimes he'll just kind of like almost like throw himself into him, or like
Yes.
jump, like try to climb him. Like he
Yes.
like
Yeah.
throws a leg over and like starts to just like grapple the guy. Like he likes to wrestle him. Like it's almost like he doesn't know what to do with the feelings that he has.
I found it like almost like watching dads with kids, where it's like aggressive play is how you show affection.
Yeah.
Instead of like mothers, it's like very like nurturing and soothing.
Yeah. Oliver's like, no, we can't do this. We can't do this. Elio just reaches over and just grabs a handful. Like,
Oh yeah, man.
just like right in the crotch, just grabs it and doesn't let go. Just like
Yeah.
holds the hand there. And Oliver, for his
Lets
credit,
him.
real cool about it though. Like, okay, well, it's just kind of like,
Honestly,
I-
me and you sit at a bar stool and you reach over and just grab me there. I'm gonna also just freeze up for a second.
that's good to know.
And be like, this is happening.
But that's how he is. And then he's like, no, and he kind of like brushes his off. And then he pulls up his shirt and like looks at his big gash wound and kind of calms things down. Like, and then they get back on the bike and they go home.
That would also cool me down. Like that is an open wound.
They're at the next day. They're at like a lunch with like this really chatty Italian couple, and like this is like over the top Italian. This is a bippity boppity. Like they're like going real fast and like just talking and like smoking cigarettes and just like
Right. And you're trying to like pay attention to what they're arguing about. Is it politics? Is it movies? Like, I don't even know what they're yelling about.
but I think it's movies. He's talking about cinema and like a director that had just died. Bellini, I don't know.
I didn't look it
Bellini
up.
was a politician.
It wasn't Bellini. It was something like that. That was, it started with a B. And as they're sitting there, Elio starts to get a nosebleed and gets up and excuses himself. And it's at this point, I thought Elio was going to die.
I was getting thrown off here.
No, but he goes in, he gets some ice, and he sits down in like this little like closet almost. Oliver comes in to check on him, and he sits down, and he starts giving him like a real deep foot massage and like kissing his feet and like rubbing his legs. You're not a
this
feet
is
guy.
And it just
Because of the feet?
my first audible gag
As
in
I
this
should,
movie.
like,
Yeah.
Cover my feet
No,
up
like
here.
feet, like just the idea of like touching people's feet and like he's like kissing his feet and stuff. Ooh.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. Ew.
But he gives he gives him the foot rub, and he tells him, whenever I wasn't feeling well, I don't know if he says his mom or somebody used to give.
He said his bubby.
Oh, his bubby? His bubby
Yeah.
would give him these foot massages. That's like a grandma, I think.
Mhm.
And it's like a tender moment, like where he's like rubbing his feet, touching his leg, caressing him. Like it's a sweet kind of moment. Then Oliver leaves, and as he's leaving, he's actually like leaving the whole place. Like he gets on a bike and he takes off, and the two girls, Marzia and the girl that he had been dancing with at the party, come in, and as he's leaving, he says goodbye. And then we get a scene that like Elio is just getting comforted by two girls. Like he's like splayed out across them. Like one's rubbing his head, the other one's like rubbing his tummy. Like
yeah, the other one's like holding a cigarette for him.
yeah, like,
Yeah, it's like,
I love that.
it's like a Roman painting or something.
guy gets one nosebleed. And, he goes outside and he's talking to his mom, and he's looking like he asks about where Oliver is and if she's seen him. And mom says, she's like, I think Elio likes you. Or I think you like Oliver, she says to him. And she goes, and I know Oliver likes you because he's told me, and you get the impression mom knows.
This was the scene where my boyfriend who's watching with me says, do you think the mom knows? And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
He's like,
I mean, I assumed when she said liked that she actually meant like he likes you. Yeah.
But it comes across, I guess, as more like a friend. Like, but I don't know the undertones. I guess I don't know. Like, she
I
doesn't
think it's
explicitly
supposed to be a little
say it.
ambiguous.
I didn't
but
feel like they were undertones. I felt like they were right there.
yeah, like mom is just
Yeah,
she's
mom
right
is
there.
Because
attuned
also-
to her
She's got a
child.
pocket full of condoms. to
Again,
hand out.
I gotta jump ahead. Him and the dad had this big, like, nice, like, moment at the end, and he says, "Do you think mom knows?" And he goes, "No, I don't think she knows."
Oh,
He
that's-
was protecting him.
Yeah,
He was
that's
protecting
Dad's
him.
way of saying like, because he's like, you let her know when you
Yeah,
feel good
okay.
about it.
Oliver like doesn't come home, and then we see Elio just sitting outside, like waiting for him to come home. He never does. Elio goes to bed, and he hears Oliver come in, and he uses the restroom, and I'm assuming, so he comes in, he pees, and he shuts the door, and he goes back to bed, and Elio says, "Traitor." Is there a way to tell if it's like an after sex pee? Because I feel like that's the impression.
It'd
But
be
I
like
was-
hitting the mirror or
Yeah,
something.
like
I didn't understand that either. I didn't know why he used the word traitor. Is it like
I feel like he thought that he went out and had sex.
That's what it sounded
That's
like.
what it seemed like to me.
Because he does have kind of a thing with that the other girl.
But she was there with Elio. Like Oliver
you're
left
right.
and those two showed up at the house. But he does like, and okay, so I definitely think he thinks that he had sex with a woman and that's where he was, because from here the next day he immediately calls up Marzia. They go on a date and then he sleeps with her. Almost as like revenge. Like, if you're going to do this to me, like,
I
I'm
know.
going to do it back.
That's what I wrote. It was like, you ever break up so hard that you change teams? Like he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna get out there.
and at this point, do you feel like Marzia knows?
I don't think she knows until the
No.
end. I think at the end she
That poor
knows.
girl.
No, I feel like she says something to him about liking books but keeping it quiet and being private. And then there's another.
She
says like,
she-
"I think you're gonna hurt me."
She asks if like he ever hides himself from her.
Yeah.
And he says no. And then he says, "Do you hide yourself from me?" And she says, "Maybe a little bit because I'm afraid you're going to hurt me."
Yeah.
Is what she says.
I mean,
And
I
at this
guess-
point, I was like, "Oh yeah, you're getting hurt." Like this guy.
yeah, there's a decent amount of time that I imagine, especially in Europe, that like a gay guy was probably like, well, I'm gay, but I'm just gonna meet a woman, marry
I
her,
also don't
have a life, and
doubt that like I don't necessarily want to like pigeonhole him as gay, because I do think that
these guys
there-
are on the spectrum. Of,
I think
they
there
go
is-
back and
I think
forth.
there is something there with Marzia. I don't think it's the same kind of thing, but I think he's attracted to her, and I
Yeah.
think obviously he's sexually aroused by her. They make reference to the fact that he
Yeah.
She makes a very strong reference.
Yes,
about
and
it.
they have sex multiple times. But they have sex the first night. Then we see him writing notes to Oliver, asking him please not to avoid him in the silence. He can't bear the silence. And he slips a note under his door. They run into each other. The next morning is like Oliver and his dad are going somewhere. His dad got a bunch of slides that they're going to look at. And Oliver actually says to him, like, "Oh, did you have a good night last night?" Like, now he knows. Like, I think he knows that Elio was with a woman and he's upset about it.
Yeah.
It's almost like this little like back and forth. He goes up to his room and there's a note from Oliver that says, "Grow up. I'll see you at midnight." We see a scene, which I thought this was actually pretty good. The dad is showing Oliver slides of like Greek statues, and he's talking about, look at the curves, and it's these guys, these shirtless men, and he's like, it's almost like they're
daring you.
daring you to lust after them. And I'm like, oh, this is fucking clearly like about Elio. Oliver leaves again. He passes Marzia on the way in. They go swimming. Elio and Marzia like swim all day. This is the part that made me gag. They go upstairs. He takes her into this attic, right? And it's like all
Yeah.
dusty and gross. It's kind of like a dirty old attic. It's like a place where they can go where they won't be bothered. He flips over this like dusty ass mattress, and then they have sex on the mattress.
There's time for like an impromptu throwdown, not on a filthy ass old mattress in a weird Italian villa.
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
I have a problem with the fact that she was still dripping wet from the pool. What happens if you're soaking wet and you lay down on like a dusty ass mat? You're gonna get caked with like all the nasty shit. It's all gonna stick to you. And I was like, this is gonna be the most uncomfortable sex you've ever had. Where you're just like wet, but then you're on like a dirty mattress in like a dirty room.
Yeah, you're like a floured piece of meat.
Yeah, like everything's just sticking to you. You get caked with like dust. It was just gross. I was so grossed out by it.
You gotta, don't forget, you put your Italian woman in the egg wash first, and then you put her in
and
the
then
flour, and then
yes.
That's how Armie Hammer likes his women.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I couldn't. He takes her, they finish up, he takes her downstairs to show her out. They're having guests for dinner, and it's a gay couple. It's friends of the mom and dad.
These guys are like Kinsey Six, like all the way gay. Yeah.
They show up, they're a step away from wearing the Dumb and Dumber tuxedos. Like one guy's got like a powder blue, one guy's got an orange. He's just missing like the big frills. But they show up, and there's a point where like they apparently bought a shirt for Elio, and Elio doesn't want to wear it. It's too big. He doesn't like it. And the dad's trying to convince him to wear it. And the dad's also giving him a hard time about, you know, I hear you call these guys Sonny and Cher. I hear you joke around. I'm like, is there a problem with them being gay? Like, it's a weird scene because I don't know if the dad knows at this point yet that Elio's gay, but I think they have their suspicions. Like, I feel like the dad is known, like, by the end, you know, the dad is known that there's something going on between him and Oliver for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So it's almost like he's kind of like, don't hate yourself. Like,
Yeah, he was giving him like an opportunity to like talk about it.
But they show up, they have dinner. Elio plays the piano for me, and as he's playing the piano, Oliver walks in and goes upstairs. So Elio excuses himself and goes to bed. After everybody's in bed, Elio sneaks over to Oliver's room, and he's nervous at first, and Oliver's very like comforting to him, like kind of guiding him through things, and they have sex. Afterwards, they're kind of embraced in bed, and this is where we get the "call me by your name and I'll call you by mine." And they just say they say their own name to each other, which I don't really understand this.
I don't either.
Okay.
No.
It's got to be from like one of those, like they're reading that old German novel.
You think
It's
there's
got
a
to be
reference somewhere? We
something.
should've
It's
looked this up.
referencing something. It's got to.
If
Right?
anything, I thought maybe it's like we're connected, we're one.
Yeah, it's
So like I am you, you are me, like kind of thing. Like but that was as deep as my mind
I mean, it's
went.
pretty novel. Like it's never heard anything like that before.
Yeah,
right,
neither
but
have
it's
I.
also like, we're all making the same face as we say it. It's nothing that you're like, I'm going to use that move.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, hell no,
Yeah,
that's not a
no.
move.
Right.
No. If I said that to Tressa, she'd be like, "But you
If I
call a
was
cab,
with
get the hell out of
in
here."
same-sex relationships. I don't know.
Like if I was with my girlfriend and I was like, I'm going to call you Jason for a while. Like that'd be fucking really weird.
Also, let me put this mirror over here.
Yeah, like I don't think anybody's going to be into that.
Is this also the scene where he sits up in bed and just wipes it right off?
Wipes the goo off his chest?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I actually.
I rewound it to be like, was that glistening in the moonlight?
So I have to
Yeah, you're like, is that sweat? It's still hot.
Yeah, it's
but
not
mounts
sweat.
up.
So no, that was thick to be sweat. They sit up in bed, and Elio's like, "Did we make any noise?" And he goes, "Not anything to worry about." And he says, "Well, Mafalda is always looking for signs, like you know, she's nosy, I guess." And he gets up, he grabs his own shirt, he wipes his chest off, and throws it on the floor, and he goes, "We won't leave any signs." And I was like,
Yeah.
"That's a shirt with Elio on it."
Yeah,
I mean, that's what that
actually.
is.
And you know Mafalda's doing all the washing.
Yeah. So at this point, I was like, "Oh, they're getting caught," but that never turned into anything. But it was just.
I don't know if you've ever been in a 17-year-old boy's room, but you're gonna find a lot of clothes like that.
Yeah, it was just funny how he was like, "We won't leave any signs," and then threw like a sign on the
And they
floor.
almost like paws on the shirt.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, that can't be good," but nothing ever happens.
That was just, I don't know, there was something about that was a little shocking. to
I
me.
did
I
like the-
stopped and rewound it, was like, did I just see what I thought
Yeah.
I saw?
But I did like, is this right where he says, you wore that shirt the first day I saw you. Will
Yeah.
you leave it for me?
Yeah, you leave it for me when you leave.
Yeah.
Can I have it when you leave? Yeah. Wash it, please, first. So I would have
Maybe
said.
I'd have
just
been like,
want
I don't think I
wash.
want it anymore.
Next morning, he asked him to go swimming, and you can tell Oliver is very much just like, I hope you don't regret your decisions. Like, don't hold this against me. Like, and Elio's like, no, it's fine. Like, everything, this is cool. They go back up to their rooms. They go into their separate rooms. Oliver walks right over, opens the door to Elio's room, gets down on his knees and like drops his trunks, and does a little, does the thing for like a second, and then gets up and he's like, all right, that's good. And then like shuts the door in his face. And I was like, this guy is a tease. Like, he's teasing us.
It's rough.
This is the scene that I hated the most because it was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, you got to
That was just like a dominant power, like narcissistic, like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, let me check on you.
All right. So this is what I thought. I don't want to be too crude for the podcast, but he gets down there, he does the thing for a second, he stands up and he goes, oh, you got hard right away. That's promising. And he shuts the door in his face. And I think this...
Great if you just heard him from the other side with the door hit him right in the
And I think what he was doing, this is my thought process, was like, are you still gay?
Are you still into me?
Yeah, like that was kind of what it was. Like, was this a mistake that you made? And now that you've done it, you realize it's not for you? Or is this for you? And I think that's why he did it. But at the same time, finish the guy off, for Christ's sake. It's not cool. Like, I don't know. Throw Elio a bone, poor kid. They have an awkward breakfast with the family where, like, Elio's sitting there with mom and dad. Oliver walks out, like, says a few words, and they don't really speak to each other. And it's like that thing where two people have done something.
Everybody knew at that table.
And then he walks off to go into town, and mom is even, like, giving, like, a little bit of side-eye to everybody. Like, she's clearly keen on the fact that something's happening. Elio follows him into town. He says he just wanted to be with him. And Oliver asks if Elio knows how happy he is they slept together. And again, he's just kind of like, don't resent me for it. I hope you don't resent me for it. I hope like this is what you wanted. And just again, like he's giving Elio every chance to be like, you know what, it was a mistake. And Elio is just like, no, I'm happy. Like, this is what I want. Back. Here's the scene we all came to talk about. Elio's up in his creepy, dusty attic and he's eating peaches. And he sticks his finger like into the peach and like digs out the pit.
I was already at this point, like just that part, because that takes like a good 45 seconds where he is just knuckle deep in this fucking fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, boy, this is very awkward. Like and I can say that like, I don't mind, like, I'm not one of those guys, if I'm watching TV and suddenly two guys kiss, it's not going to blow me away. So like when I'm watching a movie like this, I'm like, all right, this isn't, this is a love story. It's not going to like be super weird. They got so fucking weird so fast in this scene.
So, he's knuckles deep in the peach. He pulls his knuckles out. He puts himself in the peach, right?
As I'm watching this, and my boyfriend's watching it with me, the reaction, and you just see his eyes like starting to put it together, and then he goes, "Oh my god, is he gonna like fuck a peach?" And then he's like, "Oh my god, he's fucking the peach. Amber, he's fucking the peach."
And then he was like, "Is he gonna eat that peach?" he fucks the peach, and then he sets it on the table. And then Oliver comes in.
They do have an abundance of fruit in this villa.
It's an orchard.
Yes.
Yeah. Oliver comes in, and Elio is just covered in peach juice and Elio juice, and he's just in this bed all sticky and gross in this dusty ass attic. And he's like, and he goes over and he starts to use his mouth on him, and then stops, and he's like, "What did you do?"
He's like,
why do you taste like a peach ring?" And then he looks on the nightstand and he sees the peach with the hole in it and the stuff, and he grabs it and he goes to take a bite of it. And,
I audibly yelled out loud, "Don't! No!"
And Elio starts crying, and he's like, "I'm sick. What is wrong with me?"
All the fucked up things that Armie Hammer eats. Like, this is the one that drew the line for me.
But Oliver like stops. He doesn't eat the peach. He doesn't take a bite of it.
In the book he does.
I read that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And then Elio cries because he says no one's ever done anything like that for me or gone that far for me, is what he said. That's why he cries in the book. In this he cries because I guess like he feels like there's something wrong with him. And then he says and then he starts saying oh, you're going to leave, and he doesn't want him to leave. He doesn't want him to go, but it's coming to an end. Like their time's coming to an end. And this is where they have that moment where they're in the tree. Like, he's like, why didn't you give me a sign? And he was like, I did. And you reacted in such a bad way. Like, I just was like, this guy it's not what he's into. He wakes up, the next morning, and the shirt is on his nightstand, on a hanger. And it says, to Oliver from Elio. They switched the names. Call me by your name.
So clever.
Marzi is there to see Elio. And, she's like, you've disappeared for 3 days. What's going on? She says, am I your girl? And, he just shrugs, and she leaves. She can tell, it's not happening. He's like, I'm dating a peach now. I can't be with you and a peach at the same time. We find the dad's talking to the mom, and he says that Oliver.
It took me a second. All I can think about this poor girl is he does her so dirty here. He's just she's like, are you breaking up? And he's like, eh.
He's like, look at all these fruit trees.
I'm swimming in peaches.
Mama's in the back planting plums right now. We're gonna have a great spring.
Millions of peaches. Peaches for me.
Oh God, I didn't even think of that.
Dad's talking to Mom, and he's saying, Oliver has to go away for some kind of trip related to what they're their research. So he's gonna go away for 3 or 4 days to this other part of Italy, and then he's just gonna fly home directly from there. So he's leaving. It's all over. And Mom suggests maybe Elio go with him. I think a trip would be nice for him to get away.
Mom and Dad are down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mom's like, a lover's tryst? Please sign up my 17-year-old
nothing
son.
sounds more Italian than
yes.
Go bang for 4 days and then never see these people again.
Yeah. So they see them off on a bus, and they all leave on the bus, and they go to wherever they're going. We see them hiking through the mountains, and then we see them at their hotel, just kind of looking out over the street. Then they go for a walk in the streets at night. And there's a car playing the same song. It's the Psychedelic Furs.
Yes.
Love My Way is the name of the song. It's the same song that Oliver was dancing to at the party earlier on. And he hears it, and he's like, I love this song. And he runs down to this car, and it's these three, basically Italian emos, just hanging out by a car.
I'm sorry, the mom thing wasn't the most Italian thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
this is the most Italian
they're
thing.
all they're lighting a cigarette off another cigarette. They're
just those car radios blasted in the middle of the square for no reason.
They're just dancing on a cobblestone street. And Oliver,
it's the best goth dancing too.
Yeah, Oliver grabs the girl that's dancing. And he's like, come over here. And they go in front of this big, beautiful building, and they're dancing. And he's talking about how he's seen the band live and he loves them. And Elio's just watching from sitting next to the car and just pukes on himself.
I mean, did you not pick, at least I thought that in the scenes where they're walking through the streets and being real playful, they're wasted.
Yeah. He's definitely
okay.
drunk. Yeah. So he throws up on himself. And then
just peaches everywhere.
Oliver sees this, takes him into an alley, and this is the second time I was disgusted. It just starts making out with him after he just threw up.
Yes.
I don't care how much you love somebody, you got to brush your teeth first. I'm not.
There's a point.
Not doing that.
So a little behind the veil here, of how I watch these movies is usually a Tuesday, Wednesday night, sometime around 9, 10 o'clock. I'd turn the movie on, watch it for a little bit. I go up to bed after the movie, and my wife always rolls over and says oh, how was your movie? This time, she's like, how's your movie? 10 seconds of silence. Are you okay?
You're like, I don't want to talk
and I was
about
just
it.
I don't want to talk about it. I was like, this movie was something.
Wow.
It was it was about this point where post puking making out, I was like, I can't do it anymore.
Well, neither can Oliver and Elio. It's time to say goodbye. They go to the train station the next day, and I thought this was kind of cool. They don't speak any words to each other. It's a very long hug, and then Oliver.
It's heavy, man.
It is very heavy. It's a hug, and Oliver tries to let go at one point, and Elio hugs him tighter, and he starts hugging him again. He's not ready to let go.
I was a little choked up.
And then they stop hugging, and Oliver just gets on the train and leaves, and they don't. There's no words of goodbye, I'll miss you, let's stay in touch. It's just, they're done. He just leaves. Now we see Elio sitting on not on a park bench, on a bench outside the train station. He finally gets up and gets on a payphone, and it's his mom, and he says, I'm at the train station here, can you please come and get me? Mom takes him home, and they don't really speak in the car either, but he's crying, he's clearly distraught. Mom makes a stop at the bar. Did you notice this? They pull up to the street, and she stops the car. She goes into the same bar where they were playing cards in the beginning of the movie. It's that same bar. So I guess mom just needed a drink, like on the way home. But while she leaves Elio out in the car,
Right.
Marcia sees him sitting in the car, and she comes over to him and she tells him that she's not mad at him, asks him how he is. She can tell that he's upset. He looks sad. She says she loves him still and wants to know if they can stay friends, and he says for life. And I think at this point she knows.
Yes.
Because when they saw them off on the bus to go on their little 4-day trip, whatever, Marcia and the other girl roll up, and they miss saying goodbye to them. Or no, I'm sorry, just the girl.
the one girl.
Just the
Just the
girl
other
that
girl.
Oliver was with rolls up because she's trying to say goodbye to Oliver and misses him. And as they're leaving and the mom and dad go to leave with the girl, mom says, "Why don't you come over for dinner tonight and bring Marcia too?" And I get the feeling that like
I
Mom's
didn't
gonna
catch
tell
that.
at this dinner, mom's gonna be like, "Girls, it's not you. Like you're both beautiful girls. We love you. Just not for you. Like it's not
Yeah.
your fault. Like this is what's going on." So I got the impression that at this point Marcia knows. And then we get like, and I love this scene. Like the dad sits down with Elio.
This is the best scene in the movie. for
And he-
sure,
1,000%.
And he-
It's the
and he-
best scene in.
And I was like, this is when I was like, that's not fucking walking. It's like, that's not it. And I paused it. I looked it up. I was like, motherfucker.
But he tells him, you know, he says, he's like asking about the trip. And he goes, "You and Oliver had a really nice friendship." And he says, "You're too smart not to know how rare and special what you two had." And he basically is just like, "I'm here. You know, if you ever want to talk, I'll be here." And he says, like, "I know you're hurting right now, but don't make yourself feel nothing just so that you can't feel anything." He's like, you got to
He
kind
says,
of,
what a waste. And I was like, fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is where I started tearing up for real.
And then, but then
Oh.
this part, like the dad is like, "I've never had what you two had." Like,
But he
I
says,
was,
I had a chance.
Yes.
he's like, "I was
So
close."
is he talking about another man?
I was
I
close.
think so.
Yeah?
Yes.
A lot of people think that. And I wrote in my notes, like, is dad gay? Like, I thought dad was coming out.
Also, what a shitty thing to say when your mom's sleeping in the same
I know.
house.
And she's
I
a
know.
delight.
Yeah,
it-
she is. She smells terrible, but she's a delight.
The author of the
Smells
book,
like a bar.
the author of the book says that no, he's not coming out as gay. He's just saying he never found like that intense love
Oh.
and ended up like settling basically for the mom. He still loves her, but like it's not what they had. And in the books, Oliver and Elio meet again like 5 years later, and then like 15 years later. And at the 5-year point, like mom and dad are divorced. Like they're not together anymore. But dad's not gay at that point. Like it just wasn't like he just saying.
Yeah.
he's
I
just
wasn't
saying-
sure how to read it. I was
I thought
wondering.
it was gay.
I thought so too. And then there's one point where he's just talking about how like when you get older, he's like eventually our bodies become something no one wants to look at. So he was like, "I've missed my chance. That's over.
Wow.
It's over for me." And this is the
The
thing
more you
too.
start looking like the Joker.
This is the thing too, because he gives this long like thing, and then Elio's like, "Does mom know?" And I was like, "Know that her husband's gay, or know that like he's gay?" Like I couldn't tell; it was ambiguous. But after doing some research, the author says no. Like this is just basically the dad saying like, "I never found that
Yeah.
intense true love, like where I could have had."
And
Like,
he's asking, does mom know about me?
yeah,
In which, like, I mean, this is pretty progressive for the time. Like, I mean, the rule is now, if you have somebody that you're pretty sure is gay, you let them come out to you first. I call it the pregnancy rule. I don't care if I see a foot sticking out of you. I'm not going to say, hey, are you pregnant? Like, it's the same thing. If somebody, like, you wait for them to tell you because you don't just, not even assume, but you don't you don't steal people's thunder.
right. So after that, we cut to some outdoor scenes where everything's covered in snow. So we realize because of the conversation earlier, we know they come back at Christmas time. So they're back for Christmas. Elio comes in the house from being out in the town, wherever. The phone rings and he picks up and it's Oliver. And he asks him how he's doing. He says, "I miss you and I miss you too." And they say each other's names. They call each other by their name on the phone, you know. And then he says, Oliver says, "I've got some news." And Elio's like, "You're getting married, huh?" Like he knows already. And he's like, I'm going to get engaged and I'm engaged. I'll be married in the spring. Mom and dad like hijack the phone call, like from the other line, like and say hi to Oliver. And they let him go. And then he says goodbye. And then we get like the final shot. Oh, the parent, like we also realize at this point, the parents both know because like Oliver tells them he's getting married. When they hang up the phone, they look at each other like, "Oh man, this is going to kill him. Like this is going to break him."
Somebody go stoke the fire.
Yeah, well, and then we get this scene, like, I really liked it. Like, he comes into the fire, and it's just a shot from the fireplace. Elio crouches down. The credits start to roll, and it is just maybe like 3 minutes of just his face just like emoting, like crying, like going through all the different emotions. Like, he's sad, he starts to kind of get a little stronger, he breaks down, he cries. And this is like the final scene of the movie is just him crying for a solid 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of, I'm a horror movie guy, and I don't know if you ever saw the sequel to X, which was called Pearl.
Oh, yeah.
That movie ends with a scene of Mia Goth's face just like trying to hold it together, but slowly cracking during the credits for like a solid 3 minutes. And I was like, that's where they got that from.
Yep.
And then the movie ends.
That was it.
Credits. Now's the time of the podcast we ask for grand gestures, flowers. Would you like to give a fruit basket to anyone?
This made me think of, I watched a documentary not too long ago. You ever hear of the Stonewall riots?
No.
San Francisco, really famous gay bar in the 60s, I believe it was. Basically, the cops kicked in the doors, started beating the shit out of everybody, and it turned into a riot. It was the original 1993 LA, like a block or two burned down while they were fighting in the streets. And it's basically all the San Francisco gay guys being like, fuck it, I'm not taking this anymore. But one of the reasons I remember in this documentary, they're saying one of the reasons the police were breaking in is because they're saying it was all these older guys, like, corrupting younger men. And when they were interviewing the people that were there, they were saying, like, they were like, we weren't corrupting younger men. It was just the older guys knew how to play the game better, like how to be gay in that world. And that's why you see a lot of situations like this, where it's a younger guy with an older guy, because it's dangerous. And so the older guy is kind of like
Protecting,
teaching you the ways, and then lets you go later, kind of thing.
right? And not teaching you how to be gay, but teaching you how to be safe.
How to be safely gay. Yeah, and that's what it made me think of that, because I kept thinking about, like, this age difference, and it didn't bother me as much, because, like, I don't know if he was really taking advantage of him as much as being like, hey, this is how we do this. Like, I give you a grab that's 1 second too long, or I talk about my allergies in a weird way. It was very interesting that way. Like, I don't know. It made me think of that a lot.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get so profound.
No, it was.
Also, watch about the Stonewall riot shit. It's fucking crazy. People with sticks and fucking bats out in the streets.
Mine won't be nearly as profound. The peach scene.
Let's get back into it, man. Just like you got into that.
The director, Luca Guadagnino, actually went to Timothée Chalamet and told him that he had tried masturbating with a peach himself and found that it was indeed possible to do so. Therefore, he thought they should do the scene. Chalamet responded with that he had also tried and agreed that it was the right thing to do. So before they filmed this movie, both of these guys were fucking peaches just to see if it worked. Yeah. That's what I got. Also, I thought this was cool. The movie was nominated for 4 Oscars the year it came out.
Makes sense.
Best Picture.
An Oscar bait movie.
Mm-hmm.
Best Picture. Best Actor for Timothée Chalamet. Best Achievement in Music, written for motion pictures. By Sufjan Stevens. Is that Cat Stevens?
Sufjan.
Sufjan?
I think it's Sufjan.
Sufjan. That's not Cat Stevens.
Okay, I think he changed his name. I couldn't remember.
His name's Youssef.
Oh, that's right. He didn't keep the last name. I don't know who Sufjan Stevens is. I did like the music in this a lot, though. But nominated for one of the songs. And Best Adapted Screenplay by James Ivory, who won this one Best Screenplay, the Oscars that year. Ivory was 89. And that's the record now for the oldest person to ever win an Oscar.
Wow.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Amber, you got anything?
Special shout out to the house that they lived in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We did not talk about that pool enough or at all. Like, that little tiny pool.
I don't know how I feel about that pool.
I fucking love that pool. I want one of those pools.
It was so green.
Well, I read about this even more because years ago, I was traveling with a whole group of people and we were trying to stay in some epic place in Europe.
Oh, you've been to Italy?
I've been to Italy,
Okay.
yes.
Sorry.
And
so we were trying to find a big group house. I'm like, oh, if we could only find a house like they stay in Call Me By Your Name. Turns out you can rent it.
Oh.
And that pool is spring fed. You know how it has like a little spout on it? It's just like a natural spring fed pool.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And some of the scenes from around the house, I just love. There was one shot where they're just, it again made you feel like summer and made you feel hot, where they're showing like the bathing suits draped over every faucet, and I just loved it so much. The house, the feel.
Speaking of the house, I did read something I thought was funny. Is that house actually has, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 17 bedrooms?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this kid sharing his room with somebody?
And he gets put in the like servants' quarters that you can only get out through the bathroom.
17 bedrooms. Unbelievable.
Also, like, he says, like, I have to go through the bathroom to get out, but both bedrooms do have a door that lead to the hallway. I was a little confused.
They don't. So in the hallway, if you're at the end of the hallway, the first door on the left is the room Oliver sleeps in. The second doorway is straight into the bathroom.
Oh, so we can go into the bathroom and then into his room.
In the bedroom to the other bedroom, and from that bedroom into the bathroom.
This is a very odd layout.
A terrible layout.
Yeah. Fucking fire hazard right there.
So the bedroom that you can't get actually out into the hallway and has two other doors that go to parts of the house that you don't really need to be in.
Right.
My God, it's like a game of Clue.
Exactly.
He got him with the peach in the servants' quarters. Okay.
I also, my favorite line is on their phone call when, after they call each other their names, and he just says, I remember everything.
Oh, yeah.
And like, tearjerker, like, oh my gosh, it hurts my stomach to hear them say that. Like, I don't want to cry on
marrying someone?
That does make me think. I'm positive by the end of this movie that Elio is gay. But is Oliver?
Well, I mean, he's marrying a woman.
It's 1983, and I mean, even now in 2025, gay men marry women.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, that's what I mean. Like, because he even hunts.
I'm not even convinced Elio's completely gay, because I do feel like him and Marty
I know it's like a
like real chemistry.
You have to be completely gay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I
think they
wasn't
could
sure.
both be bisexual, and that's totally fine. But like, I don't know. Like,
it was just like, I don't know. At some point, I thought about that because I was like, "Is this?"
And he said the person he was marrying, he'd been on and off with for like 3 or 4 years, and it was a really long-term relationship. Like, basically,
that's what I thought. I was like, maybe Oliver was like, "Hey, I'm going to go do that thing where I go to Europe for a couple weeks, meet up with somebody, and he finds this like cute young girl, and then he finds this cute young boy, and he's like, no, I like him more."
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was just I was trying to think about it, and I was like, I'm probably thinking about it too hard.
I don't think there has to be a definitive answer.
Yeah.
They like what they like.
When you said that there are sequels, I don't know anything about the sequels or book-wise. Do they talk about? I
didn't get that far into it. I just know that in the books, like, they meet up again 5 years later, and then I think like 15 years later.
Like, the dad's funeral is 15 years later.
Yeah, the second time they meet, the dad has died. Yes. And I don't know if it's all one book, or I think it might actually be like an epic book, and they couldn't film the whole thing, so they just took this one period of time. So it might just be one book, but in that one book, there's more to it.
I hope they make a sequel.
Well, the director wanted to, and he had plans for it, and then Armie Hammer happened.
Oh.
So I don't really know. I mean, you're not going to have
there's
to
no
say
saving him, right? Like his career's done.
There's a lot of like sexual abuse, physical abuse,
then he's done.
and then the implied cannibalism.
I was thinking it was just implied cannibalism.
He's pretty much been canceled.
All right, damn it.
Yeah, he's gone. You haven't seen him really.
If only he had a twin like he did in Social Network.
The good twin.
We could use the other one.
All right, let's chick flick it to a dick flick it.
I think I like where I went with this.
Okay.
This movie's fucking serious, man. It is heavy. This week, the trailer came out, a long-awaited trailer for the new Naked Gun movie.
God.
Oh my God.
It's a travesty.
So I actually had two ideas. I'm going to blend them together here. Let's just go full Naked Gun with it. Like, you're just the exact opposite of how serious this movie was. Like, to the point where when they're sitting in the grass and he reaches down and grabs him by the crotch, you hear like, honk, honk. Like, I want it to just be absurdist, crazy fucking humor on this one. But then we get to the scene with Peaches, and when he grabs the peach and he's sort of teasing him like, oh, I'm going to bite it, it's just hard cuts to the two of them sitting in a dining room, and there's the dad from American Pie right between them.
Oh.
And he's just like, son, Do you realize we sell these peaches? Like, I can't even look at these things anymore. I guess we're going to have to tell your mom that we ate it or no.
No.
The whole
And-
orchard.
And then he looks over at
orchard.
Oliver and he's like, and I don't even know what the hell to say to you. Like, I want the absurdist shit going on in this.
Werewolves.
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 Just say that and then we're on to the next
No,
thing.
so like there's actually like a basis for this. I feel like we see like the random gash wound on him that's unexplained. Just I fell down, right? I fell down. He's always like leaving at night and like not coming back
Oh.
necessarily.
Oh.
Like they don't really know where he's at all the time. It's kind of a mystery as to where he's going and spending his evenings. And there's like in werewolf lore and in the culture, like the original The Wolfman with Lon Chaney, written by a Jewish like World War II like Nazi survivor. There's a lot of Jewish symbolism, and so I have notes here. Werewolf stories often explore themes of identity, otherness, and the struggle between human and animalistic natures, as well as the impact of trauma and prejudice. It fits in perfectly with the
It
whole
really
theme
does.
of the movie. But instead of being a gay man trying to like show this kid like how to begin, and it still can be, they can still be this love. It's like him being a werewolf and like trying to take him in and make him a werewolf now.
I love it.
Yes.
That's where I went with it. It was just werewolves.
Brilliant.
Werewolves.
Is there a way that you would turn this into a dick flick?
The only thing that I had, and I didn't even really like go deep into it, was every time they get into a natural body of water, just to hear eerie music. And then it's somehow, yes, like Jaws-esque music. Because that's what my boyfriend was like. Every time they go, he does not like deep water. He's afraid. He's like, oh, nope. I was like, oh, that looks refreshing. Wouldn't you love to go on that? And he's like, nope. Too many fish. Can't see the bottom.
Nope.
So I'm just like, it's got to be something like horror movie turned on these fresh bodies of water. that are
Italian
in.
sharks.
I'm with him. I like
Yeah.
a heavily chlorinated situation.
Yeah,
Like,
he wants
I
to
can't-
see the bottom and it to
Yeah.
have like a tropical fish print on it. Like only that deep.
We do
above
the
ground
Florida coast a lot for vacation. I'm always great in the ocean until something touches me. Like the first time a fish flies by me and just brushes my leg, I'm like, yeah, well, I guess I'm done for the week. And I'm, reading on the beach for the rest of the week.
Toes only.
Yep.
All right, let's Nick Cage it.
The old guy that fixes everything,
That was mine too.
Yes.
That was mine too. Because he doesn't say anything.
he doesn't, and he's just kind of there. And
Yeah.
also, like, I gotta say, at multiple points, for almost every character in this movie, I was like, is that person also gay? And, like, with him was another one.
Yeah.
But I
There's a
could see
great little snapshot of him. They're
kind of recognizing them, right?
well, no, I don't know if he was recognizing them being gay, but just a quick one where I was like, oh, I could see Nicolas Cage there and it would be perfect. He's just like sprawled out on the grass, like laying there without a shirt on and like laughing at them at
Yeah,
the dinner
yeah,
table
yeah,
or
yeah.
something. And you're like, that's ridiculous.
Oh, it's when
Perfect.
the really chatty Italian couple's
Yes,
there, and he's
yeah.
just kind of like watching it, like, oh, these people.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
like laughing at the
Or
whole
then he like
situation.
brings a fish for dinner at one point.
Although he'd have been great as the husband in the chatty Italian couple too.
Yeah, I would have liked that.
But yeah,
Little mustache.
the old man that like I don't know what I guess he's just like the
The
Or like the
groundskeeper.
emo-
groundskeeper.
The
Yeah.
emo Italians at the car too. He could have just been the guy that just standing there smoking and didn't say a word, just while his girlfriend danced with fucking on the
Yes.
camera.
Yes.
I did mine in one step.
Oh yeah.
The peach. So there's a peach in this movie,
Oh my god. This
and
is
I don't
the
know if you know this, but in Face Off, Nicolas Cage eats a peach, and he says the line, "I could eat a peach for hours."
Oh yeah.
That's mine.
Same peach.
The same
Same
peach.
peach.
That peach has a long
Credited.
line of
It's hard to
acting,
get a SAG card for a peach.
Yeah, it is, but yeah. All right. You just going with the old man?
I'm sticking with the old man.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he's perfect.
he could be a guy in the playing poker
Yeah.
at one of those things, but there's not that many background actors.
No.
It's a very, very, very small cast. He could have been one of the Dumb and Dumber,
One of the gay
Sonny and
couples.
Cher.
Yeah.
Or both of them. That'd have been interesting.
That would have been fun.
Oh, I like that. Or get him and Travolta. That's the, I like
Perfect.
that too.
Really good
All right.
Hollywood couple there.
Let's rate it.
I don't know where to go. I'm gonna say 4.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I got suckered into it. Like, this is a fucking film. Like, this is a movie that's supposed to be rated high, right?
I know, it's not, I mean, no offense. Is it really a chick flick?
No, not at all.
It's not.
Not at all. I mean, it's a romance.
It's a romance.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Okay.
not a chick flick.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, 3.75.
No, we're going
Just
down.
because I feel like it's suckered. like, I got to the end, I was like, damn, that's a good movie. And I was like, why? I couldn't figure out why. It's just a good movie. And 3.75, I think, is a pretty good score.
Yeah.
You know, it's no Titanic.
No.
But, I don't know. That's about my thought. I think I've said everything I have to say about this movie.
All right.
What is the scale? Just to
1 to 5.
It's 1 to 5, not
Yeah.
0 to 5.
Well, it could be 0 to 5. You can definitely give us movie. Like, I think we have. I don't know if
I
we
mean,
have yet,
there really
but-
are no rules.
Yeah,
so.
you could give something 0.25 or a half.
Oh, we have.
Yeah.
We watched Twilight.
You can go ahead and call me a sucker because 4.5.
Damn.
I really like this fucking movie. Like, it is just really good. Like, the acting is fucking incredible. The music is great. There's that one shot in there that really gets me. But more than anything, like, this is just a really good love story. And it's not, to me...
It is.
And to me, it's not even, like... It doesn't matter that they're gay. Not that it should or would. Like, but you could put any two people in this, a man and a woman, and it's just a good fucking love story. And it's... What I liked about it is... Like, I've seen Brokeback Mountain. Right? I don't know if everybody else here has or not.
I have not. I've been saving it for when we watch it.
And we've seen Love, Simon. You know,
Yeah.
we've done some like gay romantic dramas, what have you.
Bottoms.
It doesn't fucking matter in this movie.
I mean, Bottoms is the name of the movie.
I know.
I'm sorry.
For 1 second, I was like,
You
what
looked at
is
me
he
like,
saying?
damn, man.
And I was like, oh, that's a movie. Comedy, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is a movie about two guys finding themselves like two gay
Two
men
people.
falling in love. And there's no none of the social implications. There's no worry about like not being accepted. Like you didn't have to, there was no danger, which is a good thing. There shouldn't be. And like everybody in the movie was so accepting. Like the mom and dad knew they didn't fucking care. They pushed him towards
Yeah, there's
it.
no adversity.
Yeah, they pushed him toward it, which is great. Like the only adversity in the movie is
Damn.
having the courage to like act on it and like for
Yeah.
Elio to actually do it. Like, I don't know. I just really like this movie. Like, it was a beautiful movie. It made me feel feelings. And I just really liked it. Like, I think if I take points off for anything, it's just, I guess it shouldn't, but like the age difference kind of gets me a little bit. Like, I felt icky at times just because like, and I realized the age of consent in Italy is 14, whatever. I don't live in Italy. Like
I said, if you got to look it up, you're already wrong.
24 and 17. And the fact that Armie Hammer looks much older than 24, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
And Timothée Chalamet looks maybe just 17. Like, that kind of gave me it kind of heebed my jeebies a little bit. But other than that, like, and I mean, I can't even, like, I shouldn't even take points off for that. But yeah, I'm going to go 4 point. What'd I say? 4.5?
Yeah.
4.75. Fuck it.
All
Like that
right.
peach.
Almost,
Just like
almost
that
perfect.
peach.
Wow.
Yeah, I really like this a lot.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite movies that we've watched for the podcast so far.
Damn.
Easily. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
All right, Amber, bring us home.
I mean, I feel like I can't just walk in here and be like 5,
You can.
Oh, yeah, there's no rules.
4.75
All right.
with Jason. Yeah,
All right.
It's a good place to be.
definitely. And to comment on what you said about there was no danger, I think that what we loved about this is that they are in a way like star-crossed lovers, if you will. Like the longing that's there because they can't be together
Yeah.
is because of the implications. We just don't see it in their immediate circle.
Yeah. No,
The
that's
whole
true.
reason why they're in
Sure.
this situation is because they couldn't even like the scene where they're walking down the street and they like barely touching pinkies when they're
Yeah.
in town. Like
Yeah, you're right.
they couldn't.
And it's
I mean-
fleeting. I mean, he can't just leave with him. Like, this guy's from America. Like, and he's only there for 28
Elio's
days.
from America too.
Oh, that's
And a
true, I
movie
guess.
full of like crazy double entendres. They even have that scene at the beginning where he's talking about his Star of David. He says you got to hide that kind of
Yes.
thing around here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, of course, that's an analogy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
4.75.
That's just a good ass movie.
Yeah.
It's just a good movie.
And I know what comes next. I'm going to cut you off ahead of time here.
Okay, I was hoping you would because I didn't want
rather than
'cause
rolling
you had
a
an
movie.
idea.
Yeah, I think because this is your birthday week,
It is.
we're going to
Happy
start his
birthday.
birthday.
Thank
is on
you.
4th of July.
You just get to
Yeah.
born on
Yeah.
the 4th of July.
Yes.
We throw him a gigantic party every year that has nothing to do with the 4th of July. Just you all day, buddy.
That's right.
I've already been
Um,
invited.
That's the way I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Come on by.
You're already at the house. You know where it is.
Yeah, now I know where it is.
So I think we're going to start a new thing, which is what is a movie on this list that you have wanted to see?
I put some thought into this because you floated this past
Yeah.
me earlier
The
today.
birthday pick.
So I could grab the low hanging fruit, and I could.
What are you going to do with it?
You know what I'm going to do with it. And I could pick a Nicolas Cage movie, which crossed my mind. But then I thought to myself, I don't want to rob us of the absolute joy of rolling that
Naturally.
randomly.
Yes.
Because when that finally hits,
You know there's two.
I know there are two.
I was going to ask. what
When
was
one
it?
of those finally hit, I think we've got City of Angels and Moonstruck are the two. There might be more.
And there's also one where he
Leaving Las
gives
Vegas?
Is that a
he
Chick-fil-A?
gives a girl a lottery ticket and it wins.
Oh, there is. I gotta find that one
Can't
too.
remember what
There's
that
a movie
is.
called Valley Girl too, which I think might be a chick flick
Yeah.
that he's in. I'm gonna have to look and put more Nicolas Cage on the list just so it happens more easily. But I digress. I scrolled the list and I decided to pick a movie that is one of my favorites that's on there and has a lot of heavy hitters in it that I think you're gonna really enjoy. Bridget Jones's Diary.
I saw that today and I was like, I bet you would get
It's got Hugh Grant. It's got Colin
Perfect.
Firth. It's got Renee Zellweger. It's British.
I was actually looking up Bridget Jones's Diary because a couple of the last episodes that I've listened to, and I don't listen to them in any particular order, I just find one, was I just finished Legally Blonde, and there's the scene where she shows up as the bunny,
Oh,
and I'm
yes.
like, oh, that's like Bridget Jones's Diary.
Yeah.
Have you seen Bridget
Oh,
Jones's
I love
Diary?
it. Yeah.
I never have.
You've never
It's a
have.
favorite.
And then there's also I will listen to Pride and Prejudice and
Banger.
Mr. Darcy.
Such a great movie.
Mr. Darcy, and I'm like, oh my
Which
gosh.
Colin Firth plays Mr. Darcy in the
Exactly.
miniseries too.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm like, is Bridget Jones's Diary based on
It's
Jane
not.
Austen?
It just has some
It just
nods.
has a bunch of
Yeah,
references.
I mean, mainly just the fact that Colin Firth's name is Mr. Darcy.
no,
in the,
but I feel like I don't want to talk about a movie that we're.
I haven't seen it in a while. I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest with you, but I also want to watch that because I want to eventually. A sequel came out recently that I didn't even know happened. And I think it came out on
Oh, The Edge of
Netflix,
Reason.
maybe.
There's
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, there's 3. The third one just came out.
Bridget Jones's Baby.
I don't know what it's called, but I think it just came out like this year, and I want to wait to watch it till it rolls on the list. So we're gonna knock one out of the way, get us a step closer.
I'm excited. This sounds like a lighthearted romp,
So Bridget Jones,
which I kind of need.
It's great.
It's
Yeah.
a good movie.
It's
I'm
great.
I'm excited
Yeah.
to watch it. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do for my birthday. Bridget Jones's Diary.
Perfect.
Until next week when we discuss that, please like us, subscribe to us, follow us, do all the things to us, just like Timothy Chalamet did to that peach. And
Gotta get one more in there.
give us some validation, as CJ always says. We love to hear from you. So, email us at you've.gotmails@yahoo.com or message us on the Facebook and follow us on Facebook where CJ makes a sweet, sweet meme every week. Spoiler alert.
Juicy
Cringy.
one.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, I've already seen the one for this week and it doesn't involve a peach and I'm pretty fucking mad about it.
The first 17 did. And I was like, I just can't. I was like, we're gonna do is talk about this peach the whole thing. I can't just make everything about it.
All right, that's fair. But yes, follow us on Facebook, get those memes. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate you so much. And a big thank you to Amber. You were an excellent guest. And please let us know if you ever want to come back again because we would be glad to have you.
I'll put a little asterisk to a couple of different movies.
Yeah,
on the list now.
let us know.
I would love to. This was fun.
All right,
Awesome.
awesome. So,
happy.
until next time, stay romantic and don't be shitty to each other.
Yeah. Thanks, CJ.
Later.
Thanks, CJ.
Thanks, Jason.
Oh, you got it. All right.
Later. You did the thing.
I did the thing.